If she talks to her friends more, it means they're a bigger influence than I am. Here's the truth. While her friends do play a huge role in her life, they're hugely present, all she thinks about is going out with her friends, research has shown that parents remain the biggest influence when it comes to values, decision-making, and long-term guidance. So rest assured, Mama, even if right now her friends mean more to her, what you say, how you influence her means so much. And that's according to research. The key here is to maintain open lines of communication so she knows she can come to you when it truly matters. If you've ever wondered, why does my daughter only talk to her friends and not me? Well then, this episode is for you. I know it can be frustrating and even painful when the little girl who once told you every detail of her day now barely gives you a sentence. But before you jump to conclusions, let's break down these truths and myths behind this, and most importantly, what you can do to keep your connection strong. If you are frustrated with how to get your teenage daughter to open up to you because all you want is to connect with her as you once did, you're in the right place. Hey, I'm Jeannie Baldomero, a former rebellious teen, now mom of 3 young adults, educator, and the mom mentor, equipping you to create open communication with your girl so she can come to you about anything, even if she's scared. So grab your oat milk latte, breathe, and let's do this together. You're listening to this because your heart is breaking from the changes that are happening in your girl that is affecting your connection with her. Your once cuddly, talkative little girl is now growing up, but with the cost of silence, emotional bouts, and you get the short end of the stick. You fear these disconnections and challenges you're facing right now is affecting your relationship with her. And what will the future hold between the two of you? How will you get through this season without losing the closeness you once had and so desperately want? Mama, I want you to know you are not alone. As lonely as it may feel and almost embarrassing to share with even your closest friends about this because you feel like you're failing at connecting with her, this is common. It's a season. However, I know that you don't want to sit idle during this time. So here it is. This is what I want to tell you, that you can do hard things. This is a season of hard, but you will get through it by equipping yourself with the right tools to turn this all around. I invite you to explore what could be possible for you. Head to talktoyourteengirl.com right now. I want you to join me and let's equip you together so that you can relate and reestablish your connection with your girl. That's talktoyourteengirl.com. I remember when my girl would talk to her friends a specific way from how she spoke with me. I actually frankly wanted that girl, the one that had the belly laughs, that screamed, that let her hair down when she was with her friends. But instead, this is what I got. I got calm girl who is quiet, less talkative, and only answered when I asked a question. Totally different from when she was younger just a few years ago. Curious, right? I automatically blame myself. What did I do to get this type of person and not the belly laughing, screaming, letting her hair down girl that she was with her friends? Well, maybe you can relate to my experiences with my daughter when she was younger, as you may be experiencing this right now, wondering, why does my daughter only talk to her friends and not me? Well, it may feel like that in a big way, right? You might be feeling these gut-wrenching rejections based on her actions, but I want to dissect that here by giving you 3 myths about this question and truths that will help you understand her a bit better in this stage. Are you ready? Okay, let's tackle the first myth. If my daughter doesn't talk to me, it means she doesn't love me or need me anymore. Have you thought that? Well, the truth is, your daughter actually still needs you, even if she's not sharing as much as before. It's really natural for tweens and teens to shift their focus towards their peers. Remember, biologically, they're preparing themselves to be outside their unit. They're looking for a love mate. They're looking to be married, to start their own families. Yes, that's what makes the puberty stage very ugly and uncomfortable for all of us. But they're shifting their focus towards their peers. They're wanting to connect outside of the family. That doesn't mean your role is any less important. It's actually really important. You're still her safe place, whether she shows it or not. Okay, mama? Second myth. If she talks to her friends more, it means they're a bigger influence than I am. Here's the truth. While her friends do play a huge role in her life, they're hugely present, all she thinks about is going out with her friends, research has shown that parents remain the biggest influence when it comes to values, decision-making, and long-term guidance. So rest assured, mama, even if right now her friends mean more to her, what you say, how you influence her means so much. And that's according to research. The key here is to maintain open lines of communication so she knows she can come to you when it truly matters. That is why I have created Talk to Your Teen Girl framework specifically for that, teaching moms how to step-by-step maintain open lines of communication so that she can come to you even when she's scared, even with the big things, even when she has the hard topics. She knows she can come to her mama. And that's what Talk to Your Teen Girl course is all about. I have had students, moms, just like you, who have come out of the course delighted and relieved to know that they can keep these communication lines open. Myth number 3, she should want to talk to me all the time like she used to. Have you thought that? She should want to talk to me all the time like she used to. But here's the truth. Your daughter is growing. She's gaining independence and figuring out her identity. She's learning to process her emotions and experiences on her own. And sometimes that means she won't be as chatty as before. And it's not personal. I'm going to say it one more time, mama. It's not personal. It's a developmental shift. So I hope this has relieved you a bit after listening to some of these truths. Have you found yourself believing some of these myths that I just stated here? Well, how can you navigate this new season, right, without feeling shut out? The fact is, she's still talking to her friends more than you. So how can you navigate through this? Well, I'm going to give you 3 key strategies to get through this, mama. You got this, okay? Number 1, change your expectations. It's time to shift your mindset. If your expectation is that she'll share every detail of her life like she did when she was younger, you'll end up frustrated and disappointed. So instead, accept that her communication will look different now. And your role isn't to force conversations. I actually teach moms how to do that, how to posture themselves in Talk to Your Teen Girl framework, because there's nothing worse than trying to force yourself upon your daughter when she's not asking for it, right? It can actually create some walls. So your role isn't to force conversation, but to create a home environment where she's going to feel safe enough for her to open up to you on her terms. Sometimes that means being okay with silence and really trusting that when she does need you, that she'll come. 2, be ready for when she does want to talk. Be ready. Teen girls have a funny way of opening up when you least expect it. And I'm sure you probably realize this too. Maybe late at night when you're about to sleep or you're in a deep sleep and you're from a tired day, she comes into your room wanting to talk. Or maybe in the car, but that's my favorite place to talk, is really in the car. Or right when you're busy with something else, when you're in the middle of a project that's due, or in the middle of a house project that you're trying to finish up, that's when she wants to talk. If she finally wants to talk, do your best to pause what you're doing and give your full attention to her. And if you can't in the moment, acknowledge that she wants to talk to you and come back to it later, right? Maybe agree to say, hey, I acknowledge that you want to speak to me. Can we talk in about an hour? I just need to get this done. Maybe you have a timeline due from your boss, right? Being emotionally available when she does open up builds trust, a lot of trust. And she'll remember that. She'll remember that you're the safe person to talk to, making her more likely to come back again. And number 3, here's a third strategy. Set her up to feel heard. And sometimes we unintentionally shut down conversations without realizing it. I teach moms how to not shut down conversations, how to really, really know how to read your daughter's body language, her tone, and even how you respond. If your daughter starts talking, resist the urge to correct or even lecture or offer advice right away. I have caught myself a few times, even as I teach moms how to not lecture, I find myself, right? It's the nature in us is that as parents, we want to fix the problem. We are uncomfortable with them struggling in it, and we just want to impart our wisdom and show them how to fix it right away, just because we know how to. And I've even found myself shutting my mouth. And I am in tune, and this is what the key is be in tune with your daughter's reaction. If she starts to feel like she's being talked to and lectured to, this is your cue, mama, to just shut it down. Just quiet and change the subject and start allowing her to speak up again. I've done that quite a bit. I've caught myself a couple times trying to go down that path of lecture, and I'm like, oh, nope, I can't do that because she's not asking me for advice. When you take my course, I really do have lessons where you'll practice active listening, right? Things that you can respond to that allows her to know that you are listening to her. Responses like, that sounds tough. Tell me more. No. And then again, like I was saying, knowing how to read your daughter and how she can read you. Are you being genuine and authentic? That is so key in creating open lines of communication with your daughter. So when she feels heard without judgment, she'll be more likely to open up again. That's the goal. Not what you can solve in the moment, but will she come back? Your goal isn't always to fix her problems, but to be a steady, supportive presence in her life. Now, mama, I hope this makes you feel better that she likes to go to her friends more than you, but there are some things that you can do yourself to be ready for when she does come to you. One of them also is take my Talk to Your Teen Girl framework. Maybe it's time for you to understand the step-by-step ways of opening up conversations, keeping that line of communication open so she'll come to you even when she's scared. I know it's hard when your daughter seems to prefer her friends over you, but don't let that discourage you. You are still her anchor, even when she drifts, and she will. Keep showing up, keep the door open, and trust that these seeds that you're planting, seeds of love and connection, will bloom in their own time. Now, mama, if you heard me and you are saying, yes, this is the time for me to take that course that you've been talking about to help me open this lines of communication, to really understand why she likes to go to her friends more than me. And when she does want to come to me, I'm prepared to have these discussions, to provide her the safe space to be able to respond in a loving way so she's heard and she belongs. Then head on over to talktoyourteengirl.com, where Talk to Your Teen Girl framework is waiting for you. Hey friend, if this podcast inspired you or encouraged you or helped you in any way, I'd love for you to share it. You can screenshot this episode and share it in your stories on social media or text it to a friend who can use the support. It's the best way you can thank me. I want to let other mamas know they are not alone. I'd love to stay connected with you. You can find me at raisingherconfidently.com. Until next time, live full of grace, Jeannie.